Welcome to the shop, where today we're upgrading the rear axles in the RZR. Now, replacing the axle on the RZR is not that big a job. I mean, it's a fairly simple job. Now, you want to follow the specs, and you need a good torque wrench anytime you're doing anything. Now, the first thing I did was went ahead and jacked the bike up, put the jack stands under it, and I went ahead and pulled the wheel off, and that's all I've done so far. But next, I'm going to go ahead and pull the brake caliper off. If you've not done so, it's a good time to check your brake pads, because if they ain't got much pad on them to start with, so if they start getting a little thin, they wear out pretty quick. But anyway, with that off, we can go ahead and pull our Carter key out. And you ain't got to worry about breaking this or saving it, because the new axles come with a new Carter key, so it's not that big a deal. Now, if you've not got a Carter key with your new axle, then you want to hang on to this thing and reuse it, or put a new one in it. I prefer to use a new one. Now, I got a 27mm socket. Go ahead and pull off this axle nut. Now, this axle nut comes off and it's got two washers behind it. Now, the new axle comes with one washer, so you want to keep up one of these. Now this, it may slide off like it right there, and you may have to take a little hammer and give it a little persuasion. And I use a rubber mallet. I don't use a steel hammer. I use a rubber mallet. Just tap it a little if it needs to be. Now for get this hub off so we can actually get the axle out. It takes a 15mm, and I got my little 3/8 here. And a 15mm wrench to make you quick and easy work of this task. With the nuts off, you go ahead and pull both bolts out. Then the hub should just slide right off. For the axle, all you gotta do is swift pull and she'll pop out. Now with the new bearings installed, we can go ahead and take our new axle and slide it into the diff. And just like the old axle, it may require just a little persuasion to slide in. And before you install this thing, you want to make sure it's good and clean. Even though it comes in a sealed package, if you let it lay out for a couple minutes, you never know what could get on it. But anyway, it just slides into the diff, and then a swift little pop. You should hear it click and go in. Next, we can take our bearing hub, slide it over the axle, and reinstall our two A-hole scopes. Now with those reinstalled, these are locking nuts, but after they've been used a few times, the lock part don't work as good. So I like to go ahead and put a little blue thread locker on them. But a dab, just a dab's all it takes. And no matter what kind of impact you got, never trust an impact, always double check. To make sure they are tight. And to make sure they're not over tight. You don't want to just sit there and keep tamping down on the impact. You're liable to strip something out. We're going to take our hub, and I'm going to take a little carburetor cleaner and clean it up just a little. And now with it cleaned up a little bit, I'm going to take a little grease and put on this shaft right here. Now this grease is going to help fight corrosion, help keep it from sticking to the actual bearing. Plus, this grease will kind of help block moisture out That way it takes just a little bit longer for the moisture to get into the actual bearing. And I'm putting a little inside here to slide on the axle. That way the axle kind of slides in a little bit better, and it kind of protects it too, kind of seals it off a little better. Then we just slide the hub on the axle. And this kit only comes with one washer, but from the factory they had two. So I'm going to replace the inner washer. It's kind of beveled. I want to keep using the outer factory washer. I'm going to take the new nut. Which is still uses the 27mm. Now this is something else you don't want to over tighten. You want to come back through and torque it by hand with a torque wrench. And you want to feel it, just make sure you ain't got no loose play, because if you got any play in there, something ain't right. And then you take your new carter key, once you got everything tightened down this good, kind of push it in and just bend your tabs. Some tabs bent, we're ready to put the brake caliper back on. And just like the A-arm bolts, A-arm to hub bolts, I like to put just a little blue Loctite on these bolts. Just a dab of do it. Now all we gotta do is put our wheel back on, torque it down to specs, pull the other side apart, and get it started. And something else on these boots, I like to take, like after I clean the bike up, I like to take a little Armor All, spray on these boots, and that kind of keeps them soft, and it keeps, like if a stick or something wants to rub it, it keeps it sleek. That way instead of puncturing it, possibly, it could just kind of deflect off the rubber. Now that's all I'm going to do on that. Then I'm going to come back with a torque wrench and torque them down to spec once I let it down, get it off the jack and the jack stands. And after you do this task, this wheel should be good and tight.